A very good afternoon to all the students. I hope I am clearly audible. Yes or no? Thank you. So, guys, myself Vachit Advaryu. Mostly few of you might be knowing me. So, the thing is that Munindra sir is not available due to some of the reasons, and I'm going to take this session on behalf of Munindra sir. And I'm not going to go for teaching the AWT part because I am also a subject teacher and I'm taking AWT in TC2 as well as TD1, TS1, TT1 classes. But I'm not going to start with AWT or discussing anything about advanced web technology. That means will continue whenever he joins back. So my main concern was to have a discussion with you over placement. Actually, I was willing to take a session in each class for the placements and all its queries and some things that I wanted to discuss with you. So I got an opportunity today to discuss with you regarding the placements. So this will be an open forum. There won't be any types of, I would say, uh, sharings of these views or whatever discussion we are doing right now won't be shared with anyone. As I am a placement officer from the department for you, I wanted to talk with you on something, some matters, as well as from last few days, I'm getting lots of queries via WhatsApp, Telegram, phone call, as well as emails. So I wanted to discuss those queries with you also. If you had any queries still, we can have a discussion. So guys, this is an open forum and today we are going to discuss only about the placements and something that I would like to suggest you in terms of placements. So first of all, I keep the forum open for you to provide your consent in terms of placement. Consent in the sense, what are you expecting in terms of placement? What do you mean or what is the meaning of placement as per your consideration, as per your mindset? That is what first I would like to know from you in the chats. Please drop the message, please keep it open. Don't hesitate. You just drop whatever you think or whatever you have the queries in terms of placements. I will try to resolve all the queries and I will try to provide you the right direction in terms of placements from my experience of last 11 years. So please don't hesitate and please drop your views on what do you mean by placement in as per your points or as per your thinking. Please, it's open forum for you now. Drop your queries, drop your consent, drop your expectations, drop your views on the meaning of placement. I'm keeping it open now. Again, I'm saying this won't be shared with anyone. This is just between me and you all. Please open up, guys. Okay. I'll first record all the questions from you all in next 10 to 15 minutes. And then I will start answering each of them and also share my views on placement. Chintan, I have just recorded your question. I will answer it in a few minutes. Please open up, guys. If I ask how many of you have really attended SET sessions in last 2 weeks, can you tell me in the chats? Really interested and really attended those sessions. How many of you are there? Not just for the sake of attendance, I was talking about really interested and really attended. Can you provide me the consent in the chats for this? So there is no response. I think no one is interested in placements. Okay, Chintan. There could be two things. Okay, Monica. Okay, Parth. Okay, Unnati. Shrey. Yes. Okay, Harsh. So out of 61 strength of the TC1 class, around 7 students are really interested for placements. So there could be two things. Either no one is willing to put on their views and discuss them, or no one is interested in such type of sessions. Okay, Harsh. No, I am just talking about the people or the students who are really interested in placements. Only for them, I want a consent in the chats first. All right. So only 7 students are really interested. Rest, I think they have some different plans. Maybe joining the family business or opening up his or her own business or going abroad for studies or MS degrees or etc. degrees. Still, anyone would like to consent, provide its consent here? Yeah, so those who have given me the consent here in the chats, can you tell me what do you mean by placement from your point of view? Please guys, come on, respond. Again, I'm saying this is the off the track session. I am not going to share any of your views with anyone. You can trust me on this. You can really trust me on this. Yes, Chintan, Monica, Parth, Unnati, Shrey, Harsh, Shoni, Neerav, Kansagara. Yes, Harsh, why not? You put whatever views you have in the chats. I want to have some of your views. That what is the meaning of placement? What does placement mean to you? What are your expectations or what are your concerns on this? Yeah, Unnati, but now what is your point of view? What you are expecting in terms of placement? That is what my question is actually. What are your expectations? What are your queries that you have in terms of placements? Okay. So now can you tell me what are your expectations in terms of placements? What do you expect in terms of placement location or placement package or environment? What do you expect? Okay, Monica. So in terms of environment, what are your expectations? What type of environment would be feasible for you? Simply a job. Good answer, Harsh. Okay, Harsh, Narala, good answer. Okay, okay, Unnati and Monica. You can even drop your queries if you have any regarding placement policies and anything. Okay, good question, Unnati. I will surely get back to this particular question very soon. Yes, if you have any queries regarding to your placement policies, you can drop it. If I summarize last week's data that I have answered about in total 100 phone calls plus text messages plus WhatsApp plus Telegram plus emails. So in about 100 plus queries, I have answered for placements. I know that. So if you still have any queries, please drop it here in the chats. Okay, Unnati. Yeah. I will answer each of your questions. Don't worry. First, let me have all your questions in that list so that I can start answering each of them in a proper sequence. Harsh, your question is really correct, but I'll give the answer for that also. Don't worry. Okay, Unnati. Surely. Fine, no issues. That's a silly question, but it's a correct question. I will answer it. Surely, Chindan. Yeah. Any more questions? Anyone? So, what in terms of package you expect? Yeah. Chintan, I just got the news. I was going to email you, but I'll discuss it here only. So there won't be any issue. Yeah. What in terms of package you are expecting? In terms of annual package? in terms of lakhs? Yes. What in terms of annual package you are expecting a company should provide you? Anyone would like to answer this? Okay, it depends on talent. How much package in average? Yeah, Monica, what are your expectations? What do you mean by average package? Average can be anything. So what are your expectations? Okay, at least 4 to 5. Okay. Hmm. Okay, great. Expectations can't be fulfilled. However, we can desire for at least 5 to 6 lakhs per annum, around 5 lakhs. Great. Okay, nice expectations. Right. So let me answer all of this now. So guys, I'll start with the package part only, the expectation package part only. So on an average, everyone is expecting around 4 to 5 lakhs of package per annum. So that is roughly around 35 to 40,000 per month. Right. So I have a very simple question, that why I should give you 35 to 40,000 per month. Can anyone answer this? Why I should give you what 35 to 40,000 per month as a fresher to you? Can anyone answer? It is individual question, not a group question. It's an individual question. Anyone can answer individually for their own characteristics, I would say. Justify why I should pay you 35 to 40,000. Niket, I would not say exactly on talent. Talent can cover many things, but I would focus mainly on one point. That's why. As a fresher, you won't be having experience. Monica. Yeah, talent and good work is would be there, but experience, I don't think so. Harsh, that's a good answer, but these type of answers won't be accepted by any of the technical person taking your interview, or even the HR won't accept those answers. Chintan, sorry to disappoint you, but this type of logics won't be implemented in real life. See, ultimately, your package is directly or indirectly, proportionally or improportionally, is quite related to your skills. I would not say talent, I would use a word called skills. And skills means purely programming skills. Skills ultimately mean a programming skills. Now, how to cultivate those programming skills? But before that, let me just come to that question of Unnati, that was, is the aptitude test very difficult to clear? Now, Unnati, to clear all the written tests, either it is technical or non-technical, you require practice. Now, in the last 15 days, there were about 15 sessions of aptitude taken by the faculties. Now it's time for you to use those knowledge and try to solve as many aptitude questions as you can, or different types of aptitude questions that you can. Because whenever a company starts its placement process, it will start with technical and non-technical aptitudes that you know already, and they have their clear, I would say, passing criteria, that if a student scores this much of the marks out of these many, then and then you are going to allowed to move ahead. So aptitude is mainly used to find out your logical knowledge, how easily you can solve a particular problem, what type of logic you implement to solve that particular problem. And one more thing here, sometimes I have already seen in last 11 plus years that company HRs, I would say company HRs take your aptitude question paper along with them in your interview. And once whatever answer you ticked for an aptitude question, they will ask you to solve that in front of them, just to check whether you bluffed or really solved those equations or questions, right? So it is not just like that if you want to clear the aptitude, you just take it blindly, and if you get class, that's good. If you don't, then you will have a better luck next time option. No, technical people and the HR are very smarter. They take out your paper and they put it in front of you and ask you to solve any of these non-aptitude, non-technical questions, so that they'll come to know whether whether you have bluffed or not. So practicing is very important in terms of non-technical, that is aptitudes. You cannot just mug up, or આપણે ગુજરાતીમાં જેમ કહીએ ગોખણિયું મગજમાં નહીં ચાલે. That is the first thing. If you have a practice on aptitude, nothing is difficult. That would be easy to clear, right? And as per the sessions that I have already attended along with you, when you were attending the non-technical sessions from 11:15 to 1:15, I was also the part of those sessions. I was attending each and every session to just make my aptitude skills more better. And I learned many few things or shortcut tricks that help me, or that can help me to I would say, clear any aptitude question quite easily, or solve any aptitude questions quite easily. So now it's up to you how you practice it. So now coming back to the skills part, when I talk about skills, what do you mean this? What is skill? I'm talking about programming skills, especially, because I believe talent is all about programming skills. And the programming skills contain many things. So what do you mean by programming skills? Yeah, please answer this. What do you mean by programming skills? Anyone would like to answer this? What do you mean by programming skills? From my point of view, programming skills is all about writing a perfect code. Programming skills is all about writing a perfect code. So what is a perfect code? Can anyone justify this term? What is a perfect code? A perfect program, in other words. Anyone? What do you mean by a perfect code or a perfect program? Anyone? Complexity. No, I think he has written earlier. Yeah. What do you mean by perfect code? Efficiency, memory space, maintainability. Okay. Other than this, a perfect code means you have an efficiency. Okay, I've got few answer. It's like platform independent, solve a problem in the most effective way. Okay, so in my point of view, I believe a perfect code can be categorized into three particular components. The first and the foremost thing is whenever you write down a program should have a proper structure. A program should have a proper structure, or I would say a program code should have a proper structure. Now, what do you mean by proper structuring of a program? It means you should have a proper indentation of your components of a program. Secondly, you should have a proper place or area utilization for a program. The required components should be placed at an appropriate place. So this is all about the structuring of a program. That if you write down any code, let's take a simple example, the HTML code. So you know HTML starts with opening tag and ends with ending of HTML tag. So that is the first one. That should be at the same level. Now we know head and the body tag are the part of HTML. So head and body should be there at the same level. And then we know title, style, meta, blah, blah, blah. There are many tags that can be the part of head tag. So they should be proper indented to a particular indentation level. Similarly, body should have all its components at a proper indentation. So you should know or you should have a practice of writing a code in a proper structure. This makes an interviewer to look at you in a different way. If you have this type of skills where you can write and you can structure your code properly so that anyone can understand easily that what you have done and what are the hierarchies of each and every elements, then it would be easy for you to understand and any other programmer to understand your code. So first one is structuring. Second one, the most important component for, I would say, perfect program will be no warnings, no errors. Now that you know that whenever we are writing a code, if it contains error, it won't execute. So errors that you know that errors should not be there in a program. But what is warning? Warning is something like if you use some of the variables or declared some of the variables, but you have not used them. You have some unallocated spaces available. You have some extra spaces available while compilation process. So all these things generates a warning in the back end of the program. Right? So if you can write down a program where you can have least number, I would say 0 warnings and 0 errors, that is your perfect program. That is your perfect program. Third thing that I believe as a perfect program is the expected outcome or output should be satisfied. The expected outcome or expected output of a program should be satisfied. Now, what does this mean? Whenever you are writing a program, you know that I want to generate this type of output. So once you execute that program, you should test it that I am getting the exact output that was expected, or there is even a 1% variation in the output. If that variation is there, then your program is not perfect. Your outcome is not satisfactory. I'll take the simple example for this. Yes, exactly, sure, with all test cases. I'll take very simple example for this. I'll just share my screen. I want to show you something for that. Let me know my screen is visible or not. Yeah, is my screen visible, guys? Yeah. So I'm saying that assume that this is my output screen. I was expecting the name, the enrollment number, and the result of a student on this left hand side center part, right? On this left center area. But you wrote a code, you didn't manage this particular condition, but what you did is you got the name, the enrollment number, and the result. But the data was displayed here on the center part, not on the left side center, but you took the center of the screen. So this is what we call it as invalid output, or I would say it is not satisfactory output. So output or outcomes of a program always matters. Output and the outcome always matters. So this is what the three things that you should keep in mind whenever we talk about the skills. Whenever I'm talking about the skills, this is the best thing. First, you should have a structuring. Second, you should have no errors, no bugs with any types of warnings or errors or in any cases. And third one, that is expected outcome should be satisfied. Let me take a simple example again here. In the sixth semester .NET subject, you are having two applications to be developed in your rubrics, that is CSE. Right? One was Windows Form and second one was console as application. In Windows Form, it was clearly mentioned that I want this functionality to be implemented in this particular way, right? Then it means that you should write your logic in such a way that this complete functionality gets satisfied. Now, to understand that functionality, you should have raised some questions that what exactly you want in this functionality. Until and unless you gather the information or the requirement of that functionality, you cannot write down the code, right? So this is what we call it as perfect program. You should understand what exactly is being expected as an outcome. Now, if I move on to this skills, I would add it one point here again. Let me say, let me just know from in yes or no terms, can I write one single code or one single program in many different ways? Can we write a single program in different ways, or there can be a different type of code for a single program in one single programming language? Yes, of course, right? Now, what does the skills mean again here? Skills says that you should have an ability to write a code that is not time consuming, that is processing is faster. It uses the least number of variables as well as the memory allocations, and the output of that particular code is the best optimal output. So this is what the skills mean actually, right? A program can be written in many different ways, but you should write a program such that it is a perfect program, right? One person, let's say Shrey, can write down a set of program using 20 lines, but Chintan can write down those 20 lines in only 8 lines, right? So now in these terms, we need to check whose program is efficient, a 20-line program or 8-line program. There are people who can write down the same codes in many different ways, but first we need to check its efficiency. Whose code is better? Either 20 lines to be scanned is better, or 8 lines to be scanned is better, right? So you should have a skills where you can write down the codes in a shorter length without compromising its efficiency. If you can develop such type of skills, you can expect any package that you want. You can expect any package that you want as your dream. But skills are the most important thing. Now, if I say here in this class only, I am saying my requirement that in next 45 minutes, I want a CRUD operation to be implemented with proper GUIs, right, in any of the programming language other than frameworks. That is, you use Java or advanced Java, you use .NET, ASP.NET, and you use PHP, a normal PHP code. How many of you can develop this in next 45 minutes without compromising any type of output efficiencies? How many of you can do this? Tell me frankly, how many of you can develop a simple CRUD operation with normal GUI? I don't want very elegant GUI. I want 4 links or 4 buttons for inserting, updating, deleting, and displaying all the data. A simple CRUD operation in next 45 minutes. How many of you can create it? Is there anyone who can take up this challenge? See, I'm talking about any programming language, Harsh. Whatever language you know, but I don't want any frameworks. I want pure coding. Okay, Hemant is accepting it. Others, other than Hemant? Okay, Python. But I think Python provides the inbuilt libraries for it. So far I know. I'm not sure about the Python, but not in 45 minutes. Okay. Okay, Monica can do it in PHP. Monica without using any type of frameworks. A pure coding where you create a database with 4 or 5 columns. We connect it, we provide insert, update, delete, and select facilities with normal href tags in the GUI. Okay, how many of you can at least complete 50% of it? Let's say 2 operations, any of the 2 operations. Select and insert. Let's see. Let's say this one. 50% of the project or CRUD operations. Anyone? 50% of work in 45 minutes? At least a database is created, connectivity is there, and insert and display option will be there. Okay, Hemant is agreeing. Okay, great. What about others? So this is a kind of skills, guys. Until unless you practice something, you won't be able to do anything. If you first of all believe yourself that I cannot do it in 45 minutes, then you cannot cultivate your skills. You should take up this challenge, at least try it out and check how much you can do. Let's say in a first initial step, when you take up this challenge, it would take about 1 hour 15 minutes. But gradually when you practice more and more on different types of projects, you will get a grip and you will be able to complete those things in a 45 minutes or less than 45 minutes. But until unless you practice it, until unless you write down on your own, nothing will happen. So skills are again related to the practice, right? So until unless you do such type of practices, you won't gain experience. And until unless you have experience on this, you won't be able to have good hands-on expertise. That was there was a point ahead that it requires good talent, good work, and good experience. So how to gain the experience in application development? By creating different kinds of projects on your own before your placement drive starts. This is the answer for it. Before your placement drive starts, at least you should have 2 projects in your portfolio that you have created on your own. where you just implemented CRUD operations. I'm not expecting anything more. Only CRUD operations with different components of either a software or a web. If it is a web, then there should be a session, cookies, and query string. If it is a software, then it should have a proper structuring of the complete software. That's it. Right? So whenever a placement comes, you just need to show up your knowledge, and you just need to cast your projects that I have done these things and I can do this thing easily. Companies are never domain specific. If you have such type of thinking in your mind, please remove it. Domains are chosen by the students that I know. But the thing is that you cannot expect all the companies that will work as per your domain. You will be trained for 6 months by the industry during your 8th semester or after 8th semester. Then and then only company is going to give you the full salary. Right? So accept any company for any domain. Don't wait too much. First offer that you will get, that would be compulsory, and then you will have an option to apply for any dream or super dream offers. But if a company selects you, then that is your first offer. You cannot deny it. If you deny, you will be out of the placement process. So when you expect something large or huge, you should always have such type of skills. That's it. If you're expecting 5 lakhs, 6 lakhs per annum, then you should forecast your skills up to that level. That's it. Simply. And I believe to start with a ground level. I always believe to start with a ground level, as some of you already written in the chats also, that always start with a first job, whatever job it would be. Only get a programming job and then slowly and gradually try to climb the staircase and reach at the top. If you expect high salary from the beginning, right? I regret to say this, but it is a real scenario that you will get dissatisfaction as well as demotivation. Our aims should be high, but to reach to that aim, we should always start with the ground level. Still, if you have your ambitions and if you have such skills, you can expect such type of salaries. But if you don't have such skills, even you are not able to provide good programming skills to an interviewer, how you can expect such high salaries from them? You may be good in your technical theory, you may be good in the aptitude, but if you do not forecast your work as a IT or computer engineer, then nothing is going to get right for you. Right? So whenever company comes, they are going to check your fundamentals. Fundamentals in terms of programming skills, that what you know. They may ask you that this is a particular code. Can you find out the error, or can you write down a different code for this? They can see anything. The answers that you give during your technical interview or technical round rather, they will judge your technical skills from it. Even your programming skills will be judged from your answers. Even if you bluff or if you say whatever, like, let's say I've done this project, they will judge you that you are just bluffing, or they may ask you to prove it. So answer those that are correct and that you can actually justify. Right? So this was the thing that I wanted to discuss with you, that placement is always proportional to your skills, and you should always try to cultivate your skills as much as possible through practice. Until and unless you practice, nothing is possible. Practicing is must. Right? So, yes, exactly. Right, Harsh. Secondly, I would like to talk about the projects. How many of you have chosen the projects that were given by the Tarannum ma'am in the email? I don't have any groups from TC1 that I know. And how many of you think that projects are just getting subject done? We just need to pass. So we want to take a project that is easy to develop and pass it very easily without any complications. See, projects reflect your work during placement process. If you take up a good project, if you describe those projects during the technical round, they will appreciate that yes, you are doing something that is really helpful to a society, that your knowledge will be really helpful to our company. So projects reflects your identity to a technical person sitting as an interviewer there. I have few of my friends who are technical head in various companies like Gateway Technolabs, InfoStretch, eClinicalWorks, AIMDEC, Vacancy. These are the few companies where I have my friends who are the technical head, and those are going to different placement campuses. And they say the students' projects are not up to the mark. Why they are fearing in the projects? At least they should perform some functionalities in a real way, that is as per the standard of industry. Generally they have a copy paste, copy paste, and copy paste. I suggest that you pick up a small project but do it on your own. Do not copy paste the code from anywhere. At least CRUD operations should be implemented by you on your own way. This will help you in your placements somehow. Right? So I think I have cleared all the queries that Unnati has asked earlier, as well as Chintan has asked. Yeah, Chintan was speeding, so I just said that if you do not take the first offer, Chintan, then you are, and if you reject it, you are out of placement process clearly. Placement may start from the next week or third week of the July. You may be expecting some of the companies from next to next weeks maybe. Data science and machine learning are purely research-based, I would say, topics. So generally, this type of the companies, those are hiring this data science and machine learning people, they would be expecting that you would have worked something on big data, or I would say some type of training the data sets that could give some optimal outputs. So that is the only reason why the companies may not come for big data and machine learning. Sorry, the data science and machine learning. You should have a fluence and you should be very compatible with working with machine learning and all these things, training the data and working, making them work as per the user's requirement. So these type of companies we cannot expect, but they may come. But I don't think you would have worked on this particular thing. See, Python is not the data about machine learning, to be very frank. Python is not the option for machine learning. Right? So is there any questions still from anyone? Then you can, yeah, Harsh, I will surely get to this point. See, the industries already provides the internship to each and every students, those who join them for 6 months from January to June, and from June then actually starts with project development, or they put them into live projects, right? Yeah, Unnati, I think I have cleared all your queries as well as Chintan. So guys, all the very best for your placements. Think over the terms that I have discussed. And still, if you have your own mindset, you can carry on. I don't have any queries. But I tried my best to provide my views on placements and how you should approach to it. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much for attending this session. Do one thing, just drop your attendance in the chats, and then we can end up this session. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. Please drop your enrollment numbers in the chats. And you may leave. Yes, Chintan, I just forgot CoCubes. Yeah, so if you get the placement through CoCubes, right, then there won't be any issue with the placement policy, so don't worry. Actually, Rachita ma'am is already working on that part. And if we have a good tie-up with the CoCubes, then it would be easy for you to manage. So don't worry regarding the CoCubes part. If you get placed through CoCubes, there won't be any issues with the placement policies. Don't worry. Right. Okay. Thank you, everyone. You may leave.